Good morning. And welcome to the Unitarian Society of New Haven, aka USNH. I'm Richard Genzano, co-facilitator of the YRUU, that is the Young Religious Unitarian Universalist Youth Group, who are leading today's worship service. The YRUU High School Youth Group meets twice a month, seeking to foster spiritual depth, clarifying both individual and universal religious values, work for justice locally, care for the health of our planet, and create a more peaceful community in the wider world. The service we've prepared for you today focuses on something central to many of our spiritual and everyday life journeys: use of a democratic process to govern our spiritual and civic lives is a deeply held Unitarian Universalist value. But a growing number of youth see democracy as under grave threat. Today we look beyond USNH to an uncertain world and systems that seemingly fall short of our collective aspirations of freedom, choice, and liberty. The youth would like to invite you to explore the practical and, yes, spiritual practice of ranked choice voting. Ranked choice allows a seeker to vote for all options across a wide array of offerings, placing them in order of preference instead of choosing only one option to the absolute exclusion of all other options. Sounds very Unitarian Universalist, doesn't it? We invite you to come on this explorative journey with us this morning, but first, a few announcements. On Friday, June 13th, we will have a special social cinema event here. We'll have New Haven Pizza Potluck at 5:30, followed by a showing of the documentary Pizza, A Love Story, which chronicles the story of New Haven pizza from the early days of Worcester Square. The LGBTQ+ task force will meet today at noon in room 208, which is upstairs on the right. The meeting is open to all. Next Sunday, please join us for the annual flower communion service. Please bring a fresh cut flower with you, and together we will create a community bouquet from which we will all select a different flower to bring home. The last announcement is that you are encouraged to sign up for the USNH Labor Day Retreat, which will be at a super awesome location in Beckett, Mass. Over the Labor Day weekend. More information available at a table in the social hall after the service. And now, my friends, take a moment to center yourselves and silence your devices as Declan leads our call to worship and chalice lighting.
Some choices are easy, some choices are hard, but every time we show up, speak up, and stand up, we make a difference. We light this chalice today to celebrate the courage it takes and the power of a voice that tries.
Wait, what am I doing? Oh.
Please join me in reciting the words of the USNH covenant that appear in your order of service or in the chat on the live stream. We covenant together to create and nurture a culture of respect and kindness, and to engage in the spiritual and everyday practice of loving more generously. To this end, we will strive to be open, value differences, listen deeply, use kind language, speak our truths, work with conflict, seek humor and joy.
The Voice by Shel Silverstein. There's a voice inside of you that whispers all day long. I feel that this is right for me. I know that this is wrong. No teacher, preacher, parent, friend, or wise man can decide. What's right for you, just listen to the voice that speaks inside.
With the ability of having this mic, on the topic of democracy, there is something I have to say. I'm worried about our democracy and our country right now. I'm worried about the pardoning of 5 very clear tax evaders just because they donated to the right people. I'm worried about cutting funding from national parks so many can't function. I'm worried about the extent to which we deny science in our society. I had a climate change denier tell me yesterday that he's not a flat earther, as if that makes anything better. I'm worried about talks of suspending habeas corpus. I am worried about accepting a new Air Force One from Qatar. That is not only a massive bribe, but more importantly, an insane waste of money to upgrade it. I'm worried about how often people make opinions without doing their research, myself included. I'm worried about the strength of our democracy. I could go on for a long time, but who cares what I'm worried about? What matters most is the undeniable truth, what everyone can agree on, what is unconstitutional. However, sadly, that continues to drift farther and farther away. What is undeniably wrong is there is a bill being passed through Congress right now which limits the power of federal courts. What is undeniably wrong is that immigrants are being shipped off to a foreign prison without due process. What is undeniably wrong is that presidents are going against congressional acts or passing executive orders going directly against amendments. If you ask the country if they thought removing the DOE 4 years ago was a good idea, many would say no. My friend earlier this year told me he didn't agree with it, and now as it happens, he's okay with it. The point is, as a country and a two-party system, we have become much more radicalized. We have people on one side yelling to defund the police, and we have people on the other saying climate change is a hoax. I'll admit, one side's radical might represent the majority more than the other, and one side may seem less detrimental, but the point is that we have to get back to the days where we disagreed on opinions rather than basic governmental laws and values. Having to attack the character and the terrible things one candidate does for the country does not do anything good for the country. But talking about policy and opinion differences does. Political parties and groups have tried to weaponize certain issues rather than treat them how they should be. Some bridges may have to be burned, but at some point we have to learn to come together. Ranked choice voting can solve this problem. Ranked choice voting allows for less radicalization, as it doesn't make someone vote for who they agree with the most that has the best chance of winning. It also allows for voting based on opinion rather than party, which can reduce echo chambers, which is where you only hear the rhetoric coming from your own party. Candidates will be more incentivized to run on moderate policies because they need to reach a broader audience to get those second and third ranked votes. Lastly, ranked choice voting can often remove the existence of a two-party system because, again, people are more likely to vote with their opinions rather than party. I'm sure if we all emailed our representatives in Congress or even our local representatives about our sincere concerns and the undeniable truths taking place in this country, now to fix them, that would make a difference. There's probably 100 people in here. Every voice makes a difference, but we stand much stronger as a group. We have to play a role in our future. If you want to sit and do nothing, so be it. You are the problem. Always act in accordance with your morals, and as Malcolm X said, a man who stands for nothing will fall for anything.
Good morning, everyone. For our message for all, we have the adorable story, Otto Runs for President, which is about a very sweet third-party candidate. It was election time at Barkadelphia School. Whoever collects 50 paw prints can run for president of the school, announced Miss Kibler. I wonder who will win, Otto said to his best friend, Melanie. Tiffany will win, shouted all the popular kids. Tiffany was the cutest and the smartest. Charles, 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 shouted all the sports bugs. Charles is captain of all the teams. I want to be president, said Tiffany to her mother and father. You're the most popular girl in the 5th grade, dear, they said. We'll help you win the election, no problem. I want to win, said Charles to his mama and daddy. We're on your team, said his mama. We'll make sure it happens, said Charles's dad. Expensive signs went up all over Barkadelphia School. Real bumper stickers were stuck on lockers. And by the end of the first day, Tiffany and Charles had already collected their paw prints. Tiffany's mother persuaded the school cheerleaders to shout out, "Tails wag for Tiffany cheer." Charles's dad hired a famous glee club to sing the Bulldogs fight song at Barkadelphia school football game. Wow, said Otto, they are on a roll. I don't know why they are so popular, said Melanie. They don't care about anyone but themselves. Suddenly, Otto had an idea. I'm going to run for president, he said, and he began asking his classmates what they really wanted at Barkadelphia school. Who cares for more meat at lunch? I want watermelon in the cafeteria, said Bertie. Forget skateboarding in the halls. A homework helpline is what I need. I'd like 5 minutes of beautiful music every morning. How about bigger towels in the gym showers? A class trip to Madison Square Garden dog show would be a big motivator. Our school band needs a new set of bongo drums, said Peter. Charles's dad beefed up their campaign. Whoppo burgers and shakes, that'll be the day, said Melanie. No fair, cried Tiffany. I'm going to lose. I can hardly breathe. We are smarter than Charles, said Tiffany's best friends, Ashley and Jasmine. The next morning, Post-it notes appeared on all the lockers. Not true. I never cheated, growled Charles. No worries, said Charles's best buddies, Mike and Bucky. Mysterious flyers appeared in the cafeteria that afternoon. Tiffany, did she spend your class dues on hairspray? Tiffany had a meltdown. Not true, it's all lies, she sobbed. We'll fix his wagon, said Ashley and Jasmine. Charles cheats, Charles cheats. Flashing buttons popped up the very next day. You're not going to be done in by a bunch of buttons, said Mike and Bucky. Overnight, a huge banner appeared on the wall of the gym. Tiffany, wrong on hairspray, wrong for Barkadelphia School. Meanwhile, Otto collected his 50 paw prints, one by one. One by one, he listened to everyone in the school, even the kindergartners. They wanted blankets at nap time. Now we need some campaign cookies, said Otto. We'll make them together, said Melanie. On election eve, Charles's dad hosted a Whoppo Burger pep rally. I want to thank you all in advance for voting for me, said Charles. I'm a born leader. Tiffany's mother arranged for a pancake breakfast on election morning. It's going to be me, said Tiffany. Me. And Otto just passed out his cookies. Everybody got in line to vote. I'm crossing my fingers, said Otto. I'm crossing my toes, said Melanie. Miss Kibler counted the ballots. She asked Mr. Muzzle, the school principal, to recount them. And finally, the results were in. We have a new president, said Mr. Muzzle. It's Otto. Everyone cheered, especially the kindergartners. Wait till next year, buddy, said Charles's dad. Barkadelphia School is just a little blip, my treasure, said Tiffany's mother. You will win paws down in junior high. It's watermelon day in the cafeteria. The nap time blankets just arrived for the kindergarteners, and we have the Madison Square Garden dog show, said Otto. It's hard work being president. Let's bake up more cookies, said Melanie. Enough for everyone.
What better prayer is there than, may we all have enough cookies? In a moment, we are going to rise and sing My Life Flows On, an Endless Song, number 108. As we sing, we invite anyone who is holding a great joy in your heart today to come forward and to light a candle as we are singing. If you are holding a deep sorrow or a preoccupation, a worry in your heart today, please come forward and place a shell or a stone in the water so that we may hold as a community that pain. And now, congregation, would you please rise in body or spirit as we sing hymn number 108, My Life Flows On, an Endless Song. Each week we collect an offering for the ministries, the various ministries of this congregation. You may notice that the youth are leading worship today. The youth are about to go on a trip at the end of this month to Star Island for a couple of nights, for one night, I believe, no, 2 nights. We have various ministries in social justice, and we have a food ministry that you all will enjoy after this service. So as the Soderholms come forward and prepare to play our offertory, I remind you that if you wish to make a payment by check, please make your check payable to USNH and note the purpose of your gift. If you are paying your pledge, put pledge in the memo line. Or if you're putting for the offering today, please put offering in the memo line. You can also text the word give to 203-769-9299. Thank you for your generosity. At this time, I ask my youth and youth leader volunteers to come forward. Are you all ready? All right. Our offering will now be greatly received.
soaked in acid. Always praise the downfall with the sound of cadent wings. It's a wonder we're standing tall, but in the truth of the morning glory and the fear in our wishing well, we're on to another story. It's about time we all get out and vote for love. It's about time we all get out and vote for love. It's about time we all get out and vote for love. It's about time we all get out and vote for love. We are white zombies, chained to our own demise. Decades of sleepwalking, no lights shining in our eyes. We've painted all doors Bible black. We won't give up without a fight. If there's light, we'll claim it back. It's about time we all get out and vote for love. It's about time we all get out and vote for love. It's about time we all get out and vote for love. It's about time we all get out and vote for love. Time to claim it back. 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 It's about time we all get out and vote for love. It's about time we all get out and vote for love. It's about time we all get out and vote for love. It's about time we all get out and vote for love.
The following is a script written by Lavender List showing the effects of ranked choice voting versus our current political system. Enjoy.
Hello. Welcome back to your national private radio hour brought to you by funding cuts. Our programming is now made possible by the popular mobile game Raid Shadow Legends. Additional funding comes from an anonymous sponsor who's asked me to refer to them as definitely not the Cougar Party, and listeners like you. We present all opinions neutrally. Today, we have an exciting treat, pre-election talks from the two major parties. And, I guess we have a third party too, the Pig Party, or something like that. Can't say I've heard of them, but I'm sure they're just as great as the two main options. Now, to the leader of the Gorilla Party.
Hello. Yes, I am the leader of the Gorilla Party. I think we shouldn't do bad things. Like the pigs and others. We shouldn't let them be eaten. Yes, that is a good point, I think. I don't know. Maybe not. Well, what do you think? I'll do whatever you think I should do to get the votes. No. Vote for me.
Okay, sir. Could you tell us more about your opinions?
My positions? Well, there's this one. And this.
Excuse me. Not those kinds of positions. Whatever political positions you have.
Well, I don't really have any of those.
Okay, cool. Interesting stuff. Now to hear from the Cougar Party.
I think we should be allowed to eat pigs. I'm really hungry, you know, and I know, me personally, I am so very aware of how much the cougars of this great, oh so great, really great country, how hungry they all are. We should be allowed to eat as many piggies as we want.
Interesting. Can you tell me a little bit more about why we should be allowed to eat pigs?
Those piggies are an infestation on our land, a terrible blight, and they're eating all the scraps that we allow to trickle down to them, and they shouldn't be allowed to do that, no.
But why do you care if they have scraps? They're scraps, right? Do you want to eat them?
That's right, we don't want them, but we also don't want anybody else to want them, to have them, sorry. Plus, we might want to have them later, you never know.
A good point. Really interesting stuff, thank you, sir. Now to the leader of the Pig Party.
Right. The actual leader of our party has a sore throat today, so he's unable to speak, but I can speak for him, and he's prepared a speech. Fellow mammals, gathered in this hallowed hall, I am here today to speak to you in earnest against the eating of pigs. I think this barbaric practice, should be banned. After all, pigs are people too, and allowing them to be eaten is actually remarkably immoral and selfish, and not something we as a country should stand for.
Ooh, a controversial take. Tell us more.
We pigs receive only scraps. We shouldn't be treated like second-hand citizens. We should be treated with worth and dignity and given more than scraps. Rather, we should be given the same access to resources as everyone else at the table.
Cool.
And frankly, it's ridiculous that anyone votes for the Cougar Party. Can no one tell how openly hateful they are?
Certainly an interesting take. That's all for today, folks. See you next week.
We will now have a brief intermission. We shall return later in the service.
Hi, my name's Hugh Birdsall, and it's something of a miracle that you found me to get me to stand up here today. But I wrote this song called Ranked Choice Voting as my oral testimony for the Connecticut General Assembly. And it goes like this. If we use ranked choice, more people get a voice. It's not a case of I lose if you win. When we find common ground, we can turn this thing around and somehow solve this mess that we are in. There are always more than 2 points of view. If you listen, you'll find out that it's true. Some of what she said makes sense. Some of what he said does too. Is there some compromise? If we cross the T's and dot the I's, and if we put them both together, everything could turn out better, not just for them, but also, and this is important, for me and you. If we use ranked choice, more people get a voice. It's not a case of I lose if you win. When we find common ground, we can turn this thing around and somehow solve this mess that we are in. Jesse said I could sing this song. Oh. You're very kind. I usually do this song as a medley, so I'm going to teach you a song now. And if you happen to find yourself at a demonstration sometime, you could burst into song and see if people join you. It goes like this. If we all join together, then we rise. If we all join together, then we rise. Together we are better. It's a question of whether we all join together, then we rise. Now I'm going to see if you join me. If we all join together, then we rise. Nice. If we all join together, then we rise. Together we are better. It's a question of whether we all join together, then we rise. Now let's try harmonizing. If we all join together, then we rise. If we all join together, then we rise. Together we are better. It's a question of whether we all join together, then we rise. Let's try 3 parts. If we all join together, then we rise. If we all join together, then we rise. Together we are better. It's a question of whether we all join together, then we rise. How about one more time? If we all join together, then we rise. If we all join together, then we rise. Together we are better. It's a question of whether we all join together, then we rise. Thank you so much. When I wrote that song, I thought it would change the world, and then it didn't. But you never know.
Thank you so much, Mr. Birdsall. It was an honor to have you here. A day has passed. It is now the day of the election. Your votes will be counted. Please raise your hands during the voting segment.
The polls currently go as follows. First off, the Cougar Party decidedly ahead. Secondly, Guerrillas lagging slightly behind in numbers. And there are no other candidates who have raised enough money to be included. Also, they're too far behind in national polls. Most people who support the Pig Party were afraid the Cougars would win, so they told the pollsters they'd hold their nose and vote for the Guerrilla.
Those of you who would like to vote for the Cougar Party, please raise your hands. Those of you who would like to vote for the Guerrilla Party, please raise your hands. And thus, both the swine and gorilla parties lose and the cougars win. The majority of pigs are massacred by hungry cats, or at least continue to live as shadows in a stratified world. Let's go back in time and try this again. This time with the titular ranked choice voting.
It's our first year trying out a new system of ranked choice voting. The polls currently go as follows. First off, the Cougar Party, decidedly ahead. Secondly, the Gorilla and Pig Party are tied neck and neck.
This time, please raise a hand with one finger for the party you would like to win the most. Raise 2 fingers for the party you would like to win second most. Raise 3 fingers for the party you don't really like. For the Cougar Party, please raise 1, 2, or 3 fingers. For the Gorilla Party, please show 1, 2, or 3 fingers. And finally, for the Pig Party, please show 1, 2, or 3 fingers.
A sweeping win for the Gorilla Party with unprecedented numbers. And shockingly, the Pig Party received 20% of votes. That's a third party no one will be dismissing anytime soon.
Though it may not seem like it, this is, at present, the ideal outcome. People now know who the Pig Party is and are capable of doing their own research regarding them. They didn't win this election, but they have a decent chance in the next one. And even if they lose, the pigs are not forced to vote for someone who doesn't really care about their well-being to prevent them being eaten. They are still safe and able to give their opinions without becoming less so.
When I talked to the youth about this service, their goal was originally to have a congregation-wide vote. And then I talked to them about what it's like to have a vote when we do our congregational meetings. I lost them somewhere around Robert's Rules. So that play was more of a demonstration of what it might look like when you move beyond seeing things in terms of 2 choices. I invite you now into a time of reflection and meditation. I ask you to center yourself, settle into where you're sitting, breathe. Let your mind dwell for a moment on what you've seen so far in this service. Reflect on, first of all, the levity that the youth chose to infuse into a very serious subject in the mock election they just presented you with. But then, lean in a little bit to the serious side of it. As much as they brought humor, this is a very, very serious issue. Allow yourself, in your mind's eye, to move gently past the particular words and the setting of their play, past the animal political parties and caricatures, and settle into a deeper place of meaning. Think for a moment. Close your eyes if you wish. Think about all the moments of choice that confront us each day, that we perceive as being binary, or that perhaps we have been trained to think of as binary. Choices that we perceive to be between option A and option B, between a correct choice and an incorrect choice, between right and wrong, yin or yang. For many of the choices that we are asked to make, a binary might be appropriate. But as you sit with what you've experienced this morning, I invite you to lean in even further into the many choices we face that could offer much more than two options, two paths, two outcomes. Take a deep breath in and recommit yourself to recognizing those moments. As you breathe out, you might commit yourself to seizing those opportunities. Taking another deep breath in, you expand your understanding of choice to include options that may not be at first presented. And breathing out, we know that our imperfect world will move closer or further away from our ideals, depending not only on the choices we make, but how we make them. And now, my friends, as you return your breathing to normal, let us sit in quiet meditation and reflection before we sing a closing prayer. My friends, I ask you to rise in body or spirit and sing hymn number 170, We Are a Gentle, Angry People. And one request, when you get to the verse that was written gay and straight together, let us sing instead, We Are a Rainbow of Inclusion. That is in your order of service in case you forget it. A rainbow of inclusion. Hymn number 170, Gentle, Angry People. Young and old together. We are young and old together, and we are singing, singing for our lives. We are young and old together, and we are singing, singing for our lives. Land of many colors. We are a land of many colors, and we are singing, singing for our lives. We are a land of many colors, and we are singing, singing for our lives. A rainbow of inclusion. We are a rainbow of inclusion, and we are singing,
singing for our lives. We are a rainbow loving you, and we are singing for our lives. And a gentle, angry people, loving people. We are a gentle, loving people, and we are singing for our lives. We are a gentle, loving people, and we are singing for our lives. Please be seated.
Please recite with me the words in your order of service for extinguishing the chalice. We extinguish this flame, but not the light of truth, the warmth of community, or the fire of commitment. These we carry in our hearts until we are together again.
My friends, as Cedra comes up to play our closing music today, I'd like to lift up the words of T.S. Eliot, who once said, "Only those who risk going too far can possibly find out how far one can go." In the ongoing struggle to protect freedom, preserve democracy, and forge community, let us challenge ourselves to discover how far we can go. Liberated from the limiting fear of going too far by the love and respect that we hold for each other. Cedra will play our closing music, and then we invite you to go out into the wider world renewed and determined.